at the announcement of the 2014 SA Sports Awards nominees. We've got two ladies, they're nominees too, in the SA Sportswoman of the Year with a Disability. Along with Justine Asher and Audrey Fisser, we have Kgothatso Mantjane, who plies her trade in wheelchair tennis. We've also got Mpho Madi, who is a Commonwealth Games medalist. She's a wrestler. She's up in that category against two other medalists from the Commonwealth Games in Ashley Millman-Passio, as well as Sunette Viljoen. Welcome to Morning Live, ladies. What an announcement. How are you feeling? I know because you won this award last year, so it's not something foreign to you, is it, Kgothatso?
No, of course it's not. But you always be nervous when they go like the announcing nominees, because you always want to make the top three. So for me, I'm very excited about the nomination and just looking forward to the actual awards.
Mpho, this is the very first time that you're nominated for an award, and you've had a fantastic year, culminating in South Africa's very first women's wrestling medal at the Commonwealth Games, winning a bronze medal in Glasgow. What does this nomination mean for you?
It means quite a lot to me. I was actually very surprised to hear that I'm nominated. I mean, our federation is a very small federation. You won't expect such a thing, a big thing, to happen to any of the wrestlers, but I think there's a way forward from here. Yeah.
There certainly is, and you've got a fantastic story to tell that I'm going to ask you to just share with us, because the theme, of course, for this year's SA Sports Awards is triumph over adversity. But let's chat a little bit to Kgothatso Mantjane about the fact that wheelchair tennis, you guys were dominant at last year's awards, and it looks like it may be a similar trend this year, because Lucas Etole is also nominated, along with Karen Losh, who's also from the Wheelchair Tennis Federation. What is going on there? And do we have other young tennis players that are coming through, KG?
Yeah, of course. You remember last year we took a newcomer of the year, which really says a lot about our development. I mean, I think as a wheelchair tennis, we're trying to set up our trend, and having Airport Company South Africa on our side is really, making sure that all the programs are on place. And I think in the next coming years, if not me and Lucas, we're still going to see a lot of players from Wheelchair Tennis South Africa dominating these awards, But for us, making it second in a row and with such a lot of nominees, it really feels great. And for sure, it is a motivation to our federation.
KG, one of those Super Series titles or one of those Grand Slam titles have just been eluding you this past year. You've done really well in the tournaments, but always just falling out quarterfinals, semi-finals. So I know the next big event is in just a month's time. What are you looking forward to?
Yeah, I mean, always to improve my game and do the best I can. Most importantly, to have fun. It's been a great year. It's only my fourth year being turned a pro, but what I've achieved is massive. I'm not gonna give up now. I know one day I will win that Grand Slam. I'm just gonna keep pushing hard to make sure that before I retire, I've got one title in my pocket.
All right, well, I've got no doubt that with your determination, you certainly will. KG, thank you very much. She's South Africa's top wheelchair tennis player. Now, I told you that Mpho Madi has got an amazing story to tell, because Mpho is a lady that epitomizes triumph over adversity. Mpho, tell us how you got involved in wrestling and how important it is in your life.
I got involved in wrestling, first started at an orphanage where I used to stay, and invited by the coach. I started my wrestling career there, and I never looked back. I mean, I did very well from day one, and I thought, why not? Why shouldn't I do it?
When you went back to Kids Haven, because I know that you often go there just to teach a couple of the other youngsters wrestling, what did they say when you returned from the Commonwealth Games?
Actually, 3 days after I returned, I went there to go show them my medal and just to motivate the kids. And it was quite, not heartbreaking, but I was very happy. I mean, I motivated some of them, and I think a few of them got it in them that they can actually win something that they putting their goals for. And actually, when I told them that I won the bronze medal, not for myself, but for them too, and it was quite very nice. Auntie Moira was crying, and she was saying, I've actually put Kids Haven on the map in South Africa.
I don't think many people can understand what it must feel like to be in an orphanage and to go through the kind of emotions that you do, and then to come out. When you were a youngster, did you ever believe that one day your name would be in lights, that you'd be traveling all over the world, that the Minister of Sport and Recreation would be saying congratulations and thank you for what you've done for the country?
No, Valen. Actually, I've never dreamt of being so high up now. I was always dreaming of, I'll one day go overseas and wrestle there. When I started wrestling, wrestle there and get a medal, and that will be it. But being here, it's really, really a big achievement for me.
All right, and you are in a very tough category, along with Sunette Viljoen and Ashley Moolman-Patio. How do you feel about your chances?
Valen, actually being nominated for me is already a winning point. But Sunette is very good. She's actually, I'm looking up to her, and the other lady as well. She's really good. So I'll see what happens.
Full of humility, that is Mpho Madi. Thank you very much for chatting to us. Kgothatso, thank you very much. Mpho, good luck with the awards. I know in a couple of weeks' time we'll know exactly who the winners are in those respective categories. Sportswoman of the Year and Sportswoman of the Year with a Disability. Now, there's a number of different categories that will be awarded during the SA Sports Awards, and amongst them is Volunteer of the Year and Sports Recreation Body of the Year. So my next two guests, I'm going to ask them just to come on. Sandile Mqadi, he's a Volunteer of the Year, and Tom Hewitt, who is behind Surfers, Not Street Children. You guys have been nominated in the recreational body. Sandy, I'm going to start with you. Just tell us a little bit about what you do at Umthombo and what is behind this nomination for Volunteer of the Year.
Okay, first of all, before I say anything, I'd like to thank Surfing South Africa for nominating me to be here in this place. And first of all, the kid that I'm working with, like doing surfing, they need my talent as an athlete, and I do lots of encouragement to them, like to do that kind of sport, because surfing is like, to me, it's like a second. It's like still new to us, and still maybe there's lots of opportunity for us as among blacks.
I mean, there are a lot of myths surrounding the ocean and different cultures in South Africa. Do you find you are breaking through some of those myths? And what is the reaction when you tell young boys that, you know what, surfing is a real possibility for you?
Yeah, this is where when I'm trying to encourage them to brought into a sport, to encourage them that it is not a white sport, it's for every community. Doesn't matter you black or white, everyone is welcome. And what is good all about surfing is like when you lose, you don't blame anyone, you blame yourself. It's not like other soccer player where you blame among other. Yes.
And how has it grown since you have been involved? And are there a lot of young guys in KZN that are now taking up the sport?
Yes, there's a lot of kids we produce. We've got one from, they've very good reputation in terms of school surfing competitions. And we've got kids who represent nationally, internationally. And we've got a lot of kids who use this skill like to be a life guy, to be someone, to use this skill to be, to life, for life.
And are these children that are coming off of the streets, or is it just anybody that wants to learn?
Actually, I do two projects, one from the community and one from an organization called Umthombo. So we are more put in balance those two programs, because some of the kids you might find that they're coming from the street maybe to a professional level. Some you can find from the community to the professional level, which is very hard as well.
Of course, it takes a lot to be a professional surfer, and you've just got to listen to the story of Geordie Smith to understand just what it takes to be able to make it on the global stage as a surfer. I'm going to bring in Tom Hewitt now. You are behind Surfers, Not Street Children, so you are at the heart of turning these youngsters that maybe didn't see any opportunity before them to actually seeing an opportunity with the help of surfing.
Yeah, surfing is incredible as a tool for social change as well, as sport is in general. So what we found is that surfing has an intrinsic therapeutic value. It's all-encompassing, it consumes kids. So it's really useful if you put that alongside the psychosocial development as a way of changing kids' lives.
Tell us a little bit about the success that you've had.
The kids that are in Surfers Not Street Children are all ex-street children, all ex-addicts. They're now top-level surfers. One of them is representing South Africa. He was in Ecuador at the World Surfing Games. He's just come third in his age group at SA Champs. But they're also ambassadors. So their concern is also to inspire other street children around the world. So they visit different places, share their stories. They engage in advocacy on behalf of street children, but really using their surfing as a way of sort of waking people up to this issue and saying, hey, street children are real children.
But also, I suppose that there were some cultural myths that you also had to break through to actually get them into the water.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it's there are myths, but also access. There wasn't access to surfing, not least of all because the beaches were segregated. And so historically it was almost impossible for a black person to be a surfer. But around the world, it's not whites only that surf. And I think that when people have access to various different sports that they haven't had access to before, some people will absolutely love to be engaged. And we found that the skill level among street children in surfing has just been absolutely superb.
What does this nomination mean for you?
At Surfers Not Street Children, we're absolutely thrilled about this. It's a wonderful endorsement from the department, so it's super exciting, and it just helps us in our mission of changing the way that society perceives and treats street children.
Now, I know you guys are very active in KZN. You're going to get a 15,000 Rand boost from the Minister of Sport and Recreation just by being nominated. What do you guys plan on doing, and are you planning on going to the entire coast of South Africa?
Yeah, we're definitely planning on visiting the different areas of South Africa, sharing the message, meeting with local street children. Last year we started in Cape Town, but we're also going to places outside of South Africa. In 2015 we're going to Ghana, to Rio to speak with local street children in those two areas, and also we're doing advocacy programs in the UK and other places around the world.
Fantastic stuff. Congratulations on your nomination. And Sandile, what does the nomination mean for you?
It means a lot to me because I never expect I deserve this opportunity. Because of working hard, I am happy to be here, one of the nominees.
Oh, beautiful. That's Sandile Mqadi. He is nominated in the Volunteer of the Year here at the SA Sports Awards. And that's the importance about these sports awards. It brings people that work often behind the scenes and unseen. It brings them into the limelight, as well as those that are often in the limelight, to just reward them for the inspiration that they give to each and every South African. That's what these awards are all about. And the theme this year is triumph over adversity. And I think some of my guests have shown you exactly why they deserve their nomination this year for the 2014 SA Sports Awards. We take a break. Stay with Morning Live.